everybody. I am DL Golden.
And I am SF Rogers, and we are the Authors Chaos Podcast.
Today we are talking with one TL Combs. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is TL Combs, like DL said, and I write fantasy, contemporary, dark romance, all dark fantasy romance rather, and all the things in between.
Right. And you write under TL Combs, but you also write under another name, right?
I do. It's the name that I don't want my family to look up.
Oh no, I get it 1,000%.
Yeah, pseudonyms are brilliant for that.
Yeah. They have no business in those books.
Negative.
Fair enough. So you write kind of all kinds of stuff, right? But how many books do you have out total?
I have I have 13 or 14. 13, I think, officially, is the lucky number.
That is an incredible amount of books. How long have you been publishing your work?
Officially publishing since 2023. So.
See, she's another one of those that's going to write our socks off. That's exactly what's happening. Because I'm coming up on release of book 2, and Tia's like, here, book 47. Here, book 63.
So, the next question, I guess, would be, how do you go without sleeping for 2 years straight?
Oh man, it's so fun. No, I'm used to it. I have kids. It's fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, I typically just this is my full-time thing. So I write for anywhere between 3 to 12 hours a day, depending on the day. So I mean, just see how I feel that day.
Right.
So
when did you get started on your writer journey? Was this something you've kind of always done, or?
Yeah. So as a kid, I would write little stories and illustrate the books and everything. They were about, don't laugh at me, but I was really into teddy bears, really into teddy bears, everything, all the little tiny acrylic, figurines and stuffed animals everywhere, just teddy bears everywhere. Think Teddy Bears Picnic and multiply it by 1,000. And I would write stories about these teddy bears' lives and stuff and illustrate them in these little notebooks that I had. I don't know where those notebooks are now, and I'm really upset about that, in this lifetime now. But yeah, that's what I would do since I was 6 years old. And I got back into it when I was in my mid to late 20s, going through a really tumultuous time and a really bad, relationship that I was in, and decided to have an outlet, creative outlet again, and started writing and wrote Take the Time to Realize and the Realization of Him, which I actually re-released earlier this year. So yeah, last year rather. So I started that was 2008, I believe. So now 2023 or 2022, fast forward, I told a friend, H.E. Gober, my BFF, about a dream I had, and she told me to write it down, and that became the Belhem Realm series. So here we are now, and we just kind of
I'm just going to gush.
Talking. Yeah.
I'm just going to gush about the Belhem Realm series, because I was in the middle of writing my own Fae stories. And all of a sudden I start seeing your stuff, and I'm like, I have to read those. I have to read those. And I did. And I was like, oh, my writing needs work. My writing needs work. And it was one of those things where it was nice to see someone writing along the same genre as me with the fantasy romance, but seeing it done in such an opposite way from me that was oh, I could learn from this. I could pick up pointers from this.
Oh, I appreciate that. Wow, that's awesome. Because I'm actually doing the audiobook for House of Glass and Night with Sean Chaucy, and as I'm narrating it, I'm just this is terrible. I about this. Like, it's awful. Why do people like this? Like, that's how my brain was going every time I would read a line. I'm just like, that is a terrible line. That is an awful line. Like, just,
how did that get past everybody?
everybody. I had like the first round of books, you do all the things, the beta readers, the ARC readers, and just like, so there was dozens upon dozens of eyes on that thing. And I'm just like, that passed? Okay, well, here we are. Like, it's been published. So
line of being your own worst critic, you
Yeah.
read your own stuff, and someone's like, "Oh, this was a really touching scene." I'm like, "Oh no, that was garbage. I'm so sorry."
Absolute trash. I don't know what you were looking at, but it's not the same thing I'm seeing. So
But I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Right, because you don't want to make people feel bad for liking it, so you're just like, thanks.
Internally, you like curl in on yourself, and you're like,
yeah.
Right. There's no way to easily take a compliment on your own art. It's not possible, because you're like, I've seen all the issues with this to start. I know what's wrong with it.
yeah,
Exactly.
So putting out 13 books in such a short amount of time, how does your writing process go that you're able to do that?
So I, in all seriousness, I write anywhere between 2,000 to 7,000 words a day. And I always have a work in progress. I'm towards the end of my third book in my pseudonym, and working on closing that one up, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And then I've already have another, semi outline over here for another book for T.L. Combs that I might work on for next year. So I just always have something going, and there's always an idea, and my brain is always, churning away. And plus I have whips that I started and I'm 5 to 7 chapters in from before. So it's just, there's always something happening in my brain.
So you said, so you plot all of this out. Do you panster this, or do you like really heavy plot it out?
Oh, no. I'm not a plotter. I'm so sorry that you took that as me plotting, because I don't. I plot the characters and who they are. That's it. There's the storyline. I have a general idea of what the story is. And I write it down only so I don't forget it. Now, if I go, I do love to see the chaos. If I go too far into my outlining, like to the end, I don't want to write it anymore.
Right.
I made that mistake of a friend of mine wanted me to write a particular type of story, and I started to, and I was like, let's just see if I outline the whole thing and I could just get it done really fast. And as soon as I did the end to the outline, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want any part of this.
Daniel and I joke all the time that we make our characters, we give them their weapons and their powers, we introduce the world, and we go play. And then we tell the adventure of what happens when you drop this person in the story. So it's nice to hear that you also do that.
It's just pure chaos. And I was really cute with the Belham Realm series. Like, and I always keep this folder right here beside me, because that's the first, because it's fantasy, so you have to have, the lore there with you all the time, and make sure that you go back like, oh wait, it's the same, right? All right, cool, we're good. And all of the weird animals that you put in there, you got the same names in, because I named this one creature 4 different things before I realized I had 4 different names for it. So I had to keep track. And when I say keep track, it's not neat, it's not cute, it's like dirty napkins that I found in the kitchen that I wrote on and stuck in this folder. Like, that's what this looks like over here. But it makes sense in my mind. It's, it's organized chaos, and I love it. But yeah, so I was looking at some notes that I wrote down for ideas for scenes, and I totally didn't do anything like that in the story. I'm like, that's not what's gonna happen when I first started writing it down. Nope, not at all.
Well, and there's something naturally beautiful about allowing a story to grow in the way that it needs to grow on its own. I expect people who can plot a story all the way through to the end, and they know A, B, C, D, this is where it's going to go. With me, A and I have Z. All the other steps, I don't know what's going on.
Right. Like, yeah, I have a friend, JB Wiggins. She's very meticulous with her outlining and has very structured setups, and she knows every little detail. You should see her setup. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. I could never do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's not my life, but I'm glad you can.
I told a friend today, I was like, goblin style digging through handwritten notes this morning because I couldn't remember what I did to this one character. And I was like, wait a minute, I know I talk about them somewhere. And the girl I was buddy writing with, she was like, Sarah, is there a better way? And I was like, there probably is, but not for me. It's here. Like, I know it's here.
Like, yeah, I can't, there's no way I can make this work better for me. This is how we do it. No.
And I can absolutely respect the pantster situation too, because it's tough to keep track of stuff, but it definitely is fun because you get to enjoy the story as it pours out of you.
Right, you know? Right. Like, I'm just as surprised as you are, guys. Yes.
I didn't know they were going to die either. I'm sorry.
I had no idea.
So you said you've got a new book out right now. What is it? What is it about?
It's called Charmed Again. It is my first rom-com. Like I said, I am a mood reader and writer. So I write what I'm in the mood for. So that's why I have so many different genres and I don't stay in a certain hole or box or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was in the mood for a rom-com. So I decided I was going to make one. It is about, it's actually, I love Jane Austen. She was my first author that I fell in love with as a kid. And Emma and Persuasion are my two favorite Jane Austen stories. So I decided I was going to blend the two of them together and make a modern rom-com out of it with diverse characters. And it's a cute little short story. You know, it's a novella, so it's not very long, but it's just one of those sweet, cozy in-between stories that kind of give you a refresher in between the dark romances.
I love that. I absolutely love that because I have a contemporary romance. I have a more dark fantasy romance kind of marinating. And people all the time are like, how do you transition? And I'm like, I don't know. It's what I felt like writing. And it's where I'm at. And it's like nice to meet someone else who's like, whatever I feel like writing, that's what I write. Like,
exactly. Like I write, exactly. I don't write for anyone else but me. So like if people don't like it, that hurts my feelings. I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, whatever. I write it for me. I didn't write it for you. So obviously you can just go somewhere else. But I love my stories and how they play out. And this one I read to my mom. Every chapter I finished, I sat here and called her FaceTime and I read through it with her. And, she sat there giggling, kicking her feet. So it was great. We had a great time writing it. So I really enjoyed writing the story. It was fun for me. I did laugh out loud sometimes for it. And even if no one else does, it's okay. I liked it. So it works.
Well, that's all that matters is that you're happy with the product by the time it comes out, because there is going to be somebody who hates the stuff you do. I mean, just plain.
Of course. Always.
And so I think it's really cool that you're saying, I write it for myself. It's cathartic that way.
Yeah. It makes me happy.
Oh gosh. Like, I think I was floored. I knew you probably had 6 or 7, but hearing you say you had 13 books, like, I don't think that I knew that you had that many books under your belt, but like, I'm...
Well, so let's be fair. So the Belhem Realm series, I wrote basically the first 2 in a summer. And then the third book took me a little longer, so I took a break because it was overwhelming. All of it was just overwhelming, and I didn't want it to end because, they're my characters. I love them, and they were with me. So I didn't want them to stop talking to me, so I just let them be quiet for a second, and then I shifted to the Carter Sisters series, my Regency inspired, to kind of give myself a breather and a break from that. And this was just supposed to be the one story, the cozy, just really cute novellas, just slip in there real fast, read it in a quickie, cozy afternoon and call it a day. Well, then the Christmas one was like, well, we gotta do a Christmas book because this just makes sense. And that was easy. So it's really, really short. It's like nothing crazy. It's like my version of the Christmas Carol, but opposite. So if she's like really into Christmas and does the exact same thing, starts pushing people away because of it. So it's a really short story. It's like only like 15,000 words. So I wrote it over a weekend, and everybody gets on me. It was a long weekend, okay? Like it was Labor Day weekend. All right, can't stress that enough. It's Labor Day weekend. I just kind of sat in a corner and wrote the story out. And then The Pride of Princess was the natural progression because it was her younger sister who got a love story. So I did that then, and it was really cute, and that ended up. So it's a little. They're all like short novellas. Nothing really crazy long. But then I had already written Take the Time to Realize and The Realization of Him. I just had to edit it. So those were 2 books that were already written. And then they're short. The outside of the Belhem Realm series, I write stuff no more than 50,000 words. Okay. Now again, I do have Honeybee over here, my pseudonym, and she writes novellas and novels too. So Honeybee, her treasure wasn't supposed to be long, but it ended up being way longer than I anticipated. So it's like 70,000 words. And the new one coming out is about 50 to 60. So, it's just those things. Yeah. So, like I said, I write anywhere between 3,500 to 7,000 words a day, depending on it. I've done a 10,000 word day too. So it's just, if I'm in the zone, I'll just do it. I just knock it out, and I know exactly what I want to write. I know exactly how I want it to go. Or the characters tell me like, hey, we're going to be right here. We're going to go left, or we're going to just do a 180 altogether. Mm-hmm. So it just happens that way. And it's fun. I enjoy listening to them talk.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like working yourself to the bone. It's something you enjoy doing. So it's a different situation.
Exactly. I give myself a break by doing a different genre.
There you go.
I think a lot of people view writing as work, and that's why we get in our heads about, writing this many words or writing this many chapters is a chore. There are times that I will sit down and I can write a 10,000 word day because I'm just in the flow of it for the day.
Right, exactly.
And so I think I definitely can understand how you can knock out 15,000 words in 3 days if you're really feeling that story.
Right.
Painting something to 15,000 words is not my forte, but
it's I like wrapping up stories that have depth and emotion in a really short period of time. Like I have found that is definitely a niche that I enjoy. But because I don't like wrapping up stories and just like, wait a minute, well, what happened to this dude over here? Well, what happened to him over there? Like, I like making sure everything is nicely tied up in a bow before it completes. So I definitely like doing that, making sure all the pieces are where they need to be in this puzzle before the story ends. Because I've read novellas and I'm just like, what happened to everybody else? Like, the main characters got their happily ever after, but all the side characters, we didn't finish their storylines. So I always want to make sure that everybody's got something going on, and it all completes, whether it's in that story or in the whole grand scheme of things. So.
Well, and Daniel's up here like offing a character in the very first book that you're like, wait a minute.
Sometimes you just get
Offing characters is like what we do, though, right? That's how we're supposed to roll.
It is, but not your main character in a series.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's tough.
So for writing so many things, you said you write a lot of novellas. Do you do most of your selling online, or are you like an in-person event kind of person? How do you manage all of that?
I do both. So online, I have an amazing PA who's down in the comments right now, Kiki. She helps with promote my stuff on IG and TT, or this app here, and also Threads and all that kind of stuff. And I obviously post for myself, and I do the A+ content on Amazon and doing ads, periodically with that. And I also do events. So I've done about, I want to say anywhere between 7 to 10 events total since we started doing this. My first event was actually with the Lore Makers events at the Sealy Soiree in Louisiana. So that was great. That was an amazing trip. I just found that doing long distance trips, because that was like a 15-hour drive, I found that was like too much for me with what I need to do and family life and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to work. So I want to stay local on this side of the world, so to speak. So I try to stay within this circuit. So I found an amazing book festival event planner situation, and they hit a bunch of breweries in the 2 states that are joined with where I am, in North Carolina, South Carolina. And so the drives are no more than 5 hours a piece. And I just basically follow the circuit with her, and she does it all year round. And it's pretty great setting that up. So I think my next event is in September for Chaos in the Carolinas. That's in Asheville. And then I do 2 back-to-back with the Front Page Media and that touring. And that'll be in November and December. Nice. So that should be, hey, Sean. That is my co-narrator for House of the Glass at Night, who does Reddick and the amazing MNC.
We love a narrator.
We love a narrator. Yeah. We have some great narrators.
Yes, we love a good narrator. Yes. My goodness. And when I tell you this man's voice.
And I can't wait to hear him as Reddick. Let's be real. Let's be real.
So Reddick has a Scottish accent, and only because we heard Sean's Scottish accent. So that's the only reason
that makes it
Reddick
so much
is Scottish
better.
now. So it's great. I cannot wait to mash up those scenes together. Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Good.
So when are we talking about an audiobook coming out then? You've got all this stuff in the works. When is this audiobook drop?
Audiobook drops hopefully this fall, but you know how production works. Yeah. We're both done with our recording. Now we're just editing our recording so we can get it to our engineer so he can make it all pretty and everything like that for ACX and everything. So the hope is to get it done by fall. When I say fall, it could be literally the last day of fall. So I'm not saying a date because production is crazy. Yes. And then Audacity of Flower is already recorded. So that got recorded last year, and I have to just finish editing and send it to my engineer for that. So hopefully that's done by the end of this year. We'll see. Maybe I'll have 2 audiobooks to go for.
Just throw another iron in the fire. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're just rolling with it right now. And I have a potential another one for the beginning of next year with another narrator who is going to do Pride of Princess potentially. So and getting that all situated, because her voice needs to be different than mine. Yeah. Because it's the younger sister. So to pitch my voice any higher, it's just not going to happen. So, but yeah, so I'm excited for that. So
that's cool.
Well, we are coming up on the top of the hour here, and we don't want to run it over too long. We could talk to you all night, I'm sure, TL. But what is one piece of writing advice that you would give to someone who's just starting out?
Don't take yourself too seriously. Honestly, that is the one thing that I can say with full confidence. Because this is supposed to be fun. This is an artistic outlet. It's not supposed to weigh you down. It's not supposed to drag you under. It's supposed to lift you up. So if you're finding that it's pulling you down, you probably should take a step back, and make yourself feel lighter. It should be fun, because I can't wait to get to my computer and just start with the scene. I wonder what they're going to do next. That is like my goal for the day, is to find out what's happening with my characters. So it's always fun. So make sure you keep it fun. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't down yourself, and stop comparing yourself to other people.
I know that's right.
So
there is no greater truth than that. If you are wanting to do this, you need to be prepared to have fun with it. If you're going to make it a job and you think, oh, I'm going to make all this money, I have to get this done because I'm going to make all this money, it's gonna be a slog. You got to have fun.
Yeah. A rude awakening, you know.
The fun. Have all the fun.
Some months are great. Some months are awesome. I won't lie to you. There's like great months that you're just like, whoa, I made a lot of money. Right. And then there's other months that it's just, I got one sale.
Or like you get on KDP and it's like 27 cents and you're like, yeah, thank you so much.
Man, at least it's not zero. So.
Well,
that's awesome.
Let's plug your book one more time. Remind people where they can find it, all that stuff.
Find all of your books.
Yeah, all of your stuff.
So you can find all of my books on my website or on the place that you find those things. And the most recent book, Charmed Again, is my new rom-com based off of Jane Austen, inspired by Jane Austen's Emma and Persuasion. With diverse characters, and it is modern, so it's contemporary romance. But yeah, so it's Charmed Again, and it is available right now on my website and the Zon.
Amazing. And we will throw links in the podcast notes for all of that stuff so that you guys can go and find TL. She is absolutely incredible. We appreciate you coming on and talking with us, TL.
Of course.
I am and continue to be D.L. Golden, author of Origins and Odyssea of the Dreamcatcher series. My third book is almost completely finished, so be on the lookout for that. It is coming.
I am not D.L. Golden. I'm SF Rogers. My sequel, Isolation of Winter, is actually set to release July 31st. So if you have been waiting, you don't have to hold your breath much longer. It will be out here fairly soon.
Next week.
Audiobook won't be out till the first of the year. Scheduling issues, but that's okay. You can find me here on TikTok in my branches. Follow me everywhere. Follow me on Patreon for updates.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been The Author's Chaos. Later.